I'm going to show you how to post a blog post. And we're going to do it as basic as we can and show you a few tricks at the same time. This is a generic WordPress, no fancy theme or anything, and it's completely blank. Okay. I want to show you that there is a new button up here that you can do new post. There is also in your dashboard where it says posts, you can do add new post. Both of those go the exact same place. Now, the first thing it wants is a title. And I have all my content off on the other side here. I'm just going to copy and paste it in. But a lot of times, I like to actually just type in my blog posts right here in WordPress because it works very well. So the most important thing that you're going to want is a good title. And then we're going to put our content in. And I'm just going to grab that and post it in. Now, this is an interesting piece of content because this is just generic. It's not good. Okay. It was generated by an AI. Please don't judge me by this content. Okay. This content has a list in it. Lists work really well online in search engines. Interesting. It made a typo. Well, we'll just fix it. Okay. So one of the things that you want to know, though, is that just having paragraphs that start with the right number, that's not actually a list. See how when I highlight these, this icon right here is a paragraph, but WordPress will help you. So if I click this, it says, would you like to turn this into a list? Yes, I would. Now, it's defaulted to dots. I actually want numbers. And then I'm just going to come down here and remove the numbers that were in my original content. If I was typing this directly in, I wouldn't need to remove any numbers because I would have just told it I was putting a list in and use that list. Okay. Blog posts perform better if they have some headings in them, some subheadings. So if you have content that's long, which this is long enough, right? You want to put something in that's a heading. This is a paragraph, but it could be a heading. So I'm going to hit this button and transform it to a heading. Okay, now I have a heading. So I've got a title. I've got my content. Now, if you don't have lists and you don't have headings, that's fine. It may not perform as well as it could, but it's still better than nothing. Okay. Now, over on the right-hand side, there's a post section. We want to look carefully through this. We want to make sure that our category, and if you go in and it looks like that, just hit that and it'll open up. Okay, there's a little arrow over here. We want to make sure that we're checked to go into our blog, however that is. And then I'm going to pick a featured image. And I want to draw your attention to this alt text here. Don't add an image to your website without filling in the alt text. And the alt text is describing the picture accurately for a blind person. Be aware that search engines can't actually see the pictures yet. They're getting close where they can almost interpret them, but normally they're going to use this alt text. You want it to be accurate. Now, if I'm trying to rank for a search term of sourdough bread, which by the way is a terrible search term to try to rank for because it's a very highly filled area, you're going to have a lot of competition. But if this picture has a picture of sourdough bread in it, I want to mention sourdough bread. I don't want to add keywords or terms in here that aren't describing the picture, but I do want to make sure that it's accurate. Now, I am going to make an invisible change here because I want you to see something on your featured images here. You see this empty space up here? I want to show you how you save that alt text. So there's nothing here, and I want you to watch right there. I'm going to click on nothing. I don't have to click up there. I can click over here. See how it goes to saved? I'm going to take that out. I'll show it to you again. Again, I can click anywhere on anything here. Well, there's nothing. I can even click down here. Okay. But you watch up here. When I click, there it goes to saved, and then it disappears. Just want to make sure it saves that for you. And then hit set featured image. So now I have a category, I have a featured image, and I need an excerpt. Now I have crafted an excerpt over here. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste it right here. And now I have an excerpt. In another video, I'm going to show you why each of these things is important. But for right now, I just want you to be aware where to put all these things. Title, your post content, your category, your featured image, and your excerpt. Then I want to show you one other trick. You see how this says publish immediately, right? This immediately is actually a button. If you're going to be gone or you want to get ahead of your blog posting, you can set the date and time for any time in the future. You can also set it for the past if you're trying to make your blog look like you've got some history, okay? So this is something that you can set. It's going to default to immediately, and most of the time, that's just fine. So we hit publish. It asks us to double check that this is what we want. We don't need to add tags unless you're using those for something on your blog. If you're just learning how to post blog posts, don't worry about tags, okay? Go ahead and hit publish again, and then it'll give you the option to see your post. You can see we've got our title, we've got our featured image, and then in this case, they're actually including the snippet and the content. You can see we've got all of our content here, okay? Now, when I go to the home page, we see the excerpt, the featured image, and the title. I'm going to show you another example. This is my website. I use an archive format on my blog post, which is Delana's Drift, right? And it is a featured image, the title, the excerpt, and then read more gets me to the content. There's your featured image, there's your title, there's the content, okay? And that's how you post a blog post.